We're gonna answer all your fucking nasty, unhinged questions. Everyone wants to know, what's the tea with me and Sasha, and will we ever make up? I don't know if I've ever fully talked about it. Maybe now is finally the time to address this. Are you on Ozempic? Let's just get this out the way. I could see Ginger Minge being a serial killer. Who was the worst guest you've had on the channel, Wicked? Ah! But also, who the is who gives a I think you're a really weird ass bitch and I will never ever with you in any capacity, but I'm not that talented. That's why I don't give head. Why do y'all keep asking the same shit? What's the motherfucking tea, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another Mistress Monday. Now, before I get started, you see the title, you know what it's giving. And let me just say, we're gonna get into today's foolishness. We're gonna answer all your fucking nasty, unhinged questions. I'm gonna tell y'all some things that I haven't told anybody, and we're gonna have a good old-fashioned kiki. Y'all know y'all always have a good time. So let me go shave this. That way I could turn in from daddy to mama. I'm not someone who changes my makeup routine very often. I've used the same product since I first started drag. Minus some stuff that people send me in PR along the way. I'm not a bitch begging for PR, but on that same note, if you want to send me PR, here's the email below. Any makeup brands. If you make clothes, if you do something, you want me to play with your for some coins, I don't know. Whatever it is, if you want to send me a gift, drop it below. Every time I've done a Get Ready With Me in the past, I've always done my signature Mistress eye, which is like the white cut crease with the black smoked out. I think I'm gonna try my little smoky eye. When I was on season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race, RuPaul told me on the runway multiple times he loves when I did a glittery little smoky eye. It made me look so beautiful. And it's so funny because I thought it was so lazy. Like I actually hated doing it. While I start my foundation, let's start answering these questions. Make sure you're following me across all social media because all the questions I'm gonna be answering today are not only from the Patreon, but also from my Instagram group chats I posted on my Instagram story. I literally got the megaphone and was like, if you wanna ask this fat bitch a question, let it be known now! And the girls locked in. I mean, I literally have thousands of questions. And don't y'all get started saying the Crystal Versace of it all. I know my foundation is a little more tan than I am. Calm down, girls. When it blends out, it's gonna match me. And like I said, I am a Latina. It's okay. I will talk about everything. I will tell y'all whatever y'all want. There's just some things that have to be behind the gated community. So if you want the full, juicy, uncut version, come join us over on the Patreon. But if you're a girl just casually tuning into Mistress Monday, stick around with us. And if you have a question that I didn't get to answer, drop it below in the comments and I'll come and answer some of them, honey. First of all, I'm looking at this and at the top it says one of the most asked questions. Are you on Ozempic and what's the diet? Let's just get this out the way. I have answered this question multiple times on multiple platforms. Am I on Ozempic, Zepbound, Manjaro, GLP-1, peptides, any of the denominations of the ecosystem of the Ozempics? I am not on Ozempic. I am not on a GLP-1, but I want to say this. Even if I was on Ozempic, which I'm not, I want to read you the statistics. Like I said, let's remember, I started at 420 pounds, bitch. That's fat as fuck. On Ozempic, adults typically lose an average of 10 to 15% of their starting body weight, about 15 to 30 pounds depending on your initial weight, over the course of a year, mostly when combined with diet and exercise. That is from Google. That is the actual statistical facts of people on Ozempic. I went from 420 and right now I'm sitting at 198, and by the end of the year, my goal weight is gonna be 160. So even if I was on Ozempic, I have beyond surpassed any of the clinical studies, any of the statistical data. Regardless, even if I was having 5, 6, 7 shots of Ozempic and taking pills and popping peptides, bitch, I am still the statistical miracle. And honestly, it would be easier to just admit that I'm on Ozempic or I'm on a GLP-1. And that's why I find it so funny that people don't ask me, like, are you on Ozempic? People accuse you of being on Ozempic. Use the tools at our disposal. Why are we shaming people for wanting to use modern day technology and medication? Go for it, as long as you do it in a healthy way. I personally never went the route of being on Ozempic. When I started my weight loss journey, it was for me getting off of Work the World. I was just so active that I started losing a lot of weight. So my weight loss journey kind of progressed naturally. A lot of my relationship with food was rooted in like misinformation on nutrition. I disconnected with my family when I was like 17, 18, and I was on my own doing my own thing. And then on top of that, I'm a professional drag queen who's working nothing but nights, so I'm literally eating nothing but fast food. Then I'm getting blackout drunk every night of the week, so it kind of was just like a trickle effect of like I blinked and I was like, oh shit, like bitch, I literally am Mike Wazowski. I finally just taught myself nutrition and what food is and kind of not to use food as a crutch. I'm gonna take you on the journey of my weight loss. I've been documenting everything as I close in on my goal weight, and then I'm getting my entire body done at the end of the year. Like, it's gonna be absolutely insane. So hopefully I'll be able to at least be like an expired twink for the last year of my 20s. Now, as far as the diet is just killing myself in the gym and eating the same fucking nasty, disgusting thing every single day. Bitch, and the secret is consistency. Speaking true to like being like a true drag queen, this Ben Nye neutral set, I cannot stop using neutral set. I actually hate products with fragrance in it. I think that's why I like the neutral set. Now, this is my secret weapon. I always go in with these Anastasia brow pins. They don't send me any, so Anastasia, if you're watching, I use these both as a boy and drag. I keep y'all's motherfucking pockets lined. And like I said, look how thin they are. I'm so tempted to slip it in when I'm shopping at Sephora, but I always buy them because I do support the girls. This is literally called micro stroke brow pin for a reason. This shit is tiny as fuck. Unpaid, bitch. So these are my true thoughts. The next question comes from Chris over on the Patreon, and he asks, what's the nastiest thing you've ever seen another queen do backstage? I'm gonna take nasty as shadiest because I've seen some real nasty shit. I've seen girls take off their tuck and panty and they got a little, they got some chocolate surprise in there. I've seen the girls do some crazy shit backstage. But I think the one that takes the cake, so in Texas, people feel like they own songs. So if a drag queen does a song a lot of times on the show and someone else sees them do it and they do it at their next gig, that can easily start a problem. So I remember one time I was backstage with this girl and one of our castmates went on stage and started doing a song like she normally does on the show. And she goes, oh, this bitch is playing in my music. When she got backstage from doing her number, she literally took her whole bag of tips and just left. She's like, baby, how are you gonna take someone else's tips while they're doing the song that you think you're known for on this? Like, that's crazy. That whole situation is crazy. But honestly, I live for the foolishness of f***ery. I love when the girls are just nasty, rotted drag queens, honestly. Let me base out my eye. So Jake asks, who could get arrested if you snitched on them? This is a good question. Okay, let me say this. I'm the best person to tell secrets to because I will not remember shit. However, there is one bitch who will call me when she does anything. Vanessa Vanjie Mateo. Vanjie. I will get this bitch locked up and not only arrested, I will get her sentenced to the death penalty. Electric chair. Immediately! And let me say it's not one-sided. When I do crazy shit, girl, the first call I make is Vanjie. Because, you know, you ever have one of those friends who you know is not gonna judge you? Vanjie is a fucking batshit crazy bitch. One day, I know my sister's gonna call me and she's gonna be locked the fuck up. Y'all gonna see me making a t-shirt with her in the cloud saying free Miss Vanjie, and we'll get it together. And before y'all start asking, I make my own palette. These are mostly like P. Louise eyeshadows and Sugar Pill eyeshadows. Sugar Pill eyeshadows, some of the best. Hello. Look at how dirty these motherfuckers are. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is so fucking disgusting, but I just have to keep it real. While I clean out these brushes, let's get to the next question. Natalie on the Patreon asked, which Ru girl is the most likely to become a serial killer in your opinion? Y'all know I do not like bringing the same bitches up. I'm not trying to bully this woman. I feel like we all need to leave her alone. But the answer is Ginger Minj. Ginger Minj has been proven to be a compulsive liar. And people keep tagging me in this TikTok where she's saying that she's clairvoyant and has a third eye. I could see Ginger Minj being a serial killer, but also when she inevitably gets caught, I feel like she would somehow convince us that it wasn't her doing. She would convince us that she was possessed by Lucifer himself. And I feel like somehow, some way, she would get it resolved in the courtroom. I don't know, she's just proven that she can lie at the drop of a dime. She has proven that she is that girl. And I genuinely do admire her for it. This next question comes from the real SD. She said, who are you pregnant with on season 15? Listen, on season 15, I was pregnant with Sugar Spice and Lydia. Season 15, it's so funny because we did the season 15 episode review, Lux and I, over on the Patreon. And every single time I look back at it, I'm like, oh my God, I did not realize how big I was. So much of me from season 15 and my initial push to the public is me huge, and I always sometimes feel like it's a totally different person. And not even just like the physicalities, and like, of course like I physically have changed, but like just also how young I was and like how different things were. It's just really, really strange. This next question comes from Gabe over on the Patreon, and he says, Cynthia Doll said that as long as she lives, he will never be a part of Dragula. What are your thoughts? Baby, Cynthia Doll's mad because the Boulay brothers sat here and rang my motherfucking phone after my video with Discord, which by the way, if you haven't seen, I gave Discord a tattoo. Go check it out. But yeah, after that video, Discord had a lot of controversy with all the Dragula girls, and they were getting mad, and they made it a whole Dragula versus Drag Race thing. I don't know what the foolishness is about. All I know is stay tuned because you might be seeing MIB on Dragula in the upcoming season. Am I gonna be a guest judge? Am I gonna be a contestant? Only time shall tell. But also, who the f is Cynthia Doll? Who gives a f? that bitch. I don't know much about Dragula and those girls. It's just not my ministry. Of course I know my friend Blackberry. And I don't know much about Dragula, but like I even asked Blackberry, I'm like, is Cynthia Doll like what is she giving? And I don't want to put their business out there, but Blackberry was like, I don't f with her. And I was like, well, if you don't f with her, I don't f with her. Like I don't know. I trust your judgment. I guess if Blackberry don't f with you, I don't f with you. So the next question comes from Emma Helene, and she said, what is the most outlandish, wildish, diabolical drag queen you ever met? You met who? I said it in my interview with Bianca. One of the craziest, diabolic, most unhinged drag queens I've ever had the fucking opportunity to meet is Lady Bunny. That bitch is literally fucking crazy. I just feel like old people, I mean, I don't even feel bad for calling her old. Lady Bunny, you know you're old as fuck. I just feel like old people, the only reason I look forward to getting old is people allow you to say whatever the fuck you're thinking and whatever you want to do. And that woman takes full advantage. Lady Bunny is literally so fucking unhinged. Who else do you know will literally fall down a flight of stairs, get up and dig their fingers in their open wound and wipe it on you and tell you you have AIDS? That bitch is literally fucking insane and I love it. Should we have Lady Bunny on Mistress Monday? Comment below if we should bring Bunny to Mistress Monday. I think that would be a fucking kiki. Oh my god, we're back to the most asked questions. Oh my gosh. So many of y'all asked this question that I could not avoid it any longer. Everyone wants to know, what's the tea with Sasha and will you make up? What is y'all's obsession? Why do y'all keep asking the same shit? I don't know if I've ever fully talked about it. I've said a couple things over on the Patreon when things came up in like interviews and other things like that. But maybe now is finally the time to address this. Everyone wants to know, what's the tea with me and Sasha and will we ever make up? There literally is no tea with me and Sasha. I think some people need to realize there are gonna be people in your life that don't like you for whatever reason. And before y'all get started in the comments, I know people are gonna clip this and it's gonna be like, oh, Mistress speaks on Sasha. I'm only answering this because people continuously ask me. I have no issue with Sasha Colby. I don't feel like I've done anything to Sasha Colby and it just really is what it is. Babe, there are so many reasons why someone could not like me. I am fucking crazy, manic at times. I have no problem owning my part of anything. And with all that being said, I can honestly say 100%, I have never done anything to Sasha. I've never talked bad about Sasha. I've never stopped Sasha's bag. I've never spoken bad about Sasha in a room she's not in. I have no problem being the bigger person. But the fact of the matter is, I've never publicly spoken on the situation because I haven't done anything to her. And I think that she knows that, and that's why there's never been a public rebuttal or a reason why. And I just want to say that there's been many things that this person has done to me that I have never done to you and that I would never do to you. I hold no ill will towards you, especially with the things that you've done to me, you know you've done to me. It's some really foul, nasty shit, but I have let this person slide because I do have respect for them and I know that they deal with their own issues. I know that from, you know, we have a lot of mutuals. I will never air your tea. I'm telling you, sister to sister, I don't know why you don't like me. And to be honest, I don't give a why you don't like me because I moved so far beyond it. But I just wish that you would stop talking about me in rooms I'm not in, and I wish that you would stop bringing me up in your interviews, and I wish that you would stop poking at me and picking fun at me because right now I feel this way, but then when I reply and get my snap back, then I'm in the wrong. One of the biggest things that really upset Sasha was there was this tweet not too long after the finale. Someone had posted the lip sync to Knock on Wood. It was Anitra and Sasha at the finale, and they had tweeted like one of the best lip syncs in the entire franchise. And I think I had quote tweeted it, and I was like, well, this is not the best lip sync in the franchise, nor was it either of their best performances. From looking back at it, for anyone who actually watched season 15, when we had Anitra versus Sasha to I'm in Love with the Monster, one of the best lip syncs ever. Let me say, Sasha Colby is one of the best drag performers ever. I do not just read bitches even if I don't like them or if I feel some type of way about them. I've only ever given this bitch her f***ing props. Even if I'm throwing shade or cutting up, whatever it was, what does it fucking matter to you? You literally won the show. For some reason, that tweet really upset her, and that was kind of the catalyst of like when she began to not like me. I would like hear from other Drag Race girls and like really notable people who are like obviously both of our friends, and they're like, what did you do to Sasha? Because she said X, Y, and Z and how she can't stand you, blah 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 blah, and she gets really upset when you're brought up. And I would tell them like, I don't know why she doesn't like me. I guess because I have my own opinions and I don't go Mother, like, I don't care. I'm not gonna blow smoke up someone's ass. To me, you and I are the same person. There's been like just a lot of like little petty things along the way. She would try to get in the way of my bookings and my money. There was a tour that we both were supposed to be on, and I remember she kind of got in the way. Not kind of, she did get in the way and got me taken off the tour. And I think this person has continuously tried to stop my bag, and I've never tried to stop her bag. Where things hit a boiling point was when we did All Stars 10 and she felt like I stole Carrie's point, which by the way made no fucking sense because I didn't steal Carrie's point. Georgia stole Carrie's point. I think that she used that as a scapegoat to act on her feelings towards me. That way she could be like, oh, I'm saying I don't like you because you did Carrie wrong, when in reality, you just can't take me. And like I said, it's one of those things where like there is no need to make up because nothing in my life is lost from having this person resent me, because I don't resent them. I just feel like it's a really like messy situation that should have never been brought to the public. All of that boiled over like at least half a year to a year before All Stars even aired. And none of that ever came out until Carrie was eliminated, which was like an entire year later. So I went a whole year without talking about Sasha, without talking about me and her falling out, without talking about her removing me from the season 15 group chat. Like, you removed me from the season 15 group chat on Christmas Day. I want y'all to really take a moment to think about this. A grown ass woman who is the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race was so bothered on Christmas Day, where you should be celebrating your life, that you woke up and entered a group chat that we hadn't talked to each other in months, and went out of your way to type that I'm a stupid fat. Which, keep in mind, all the girls called me directly after and was like, what the f is wrong with this bitch? And I was like, you know what? Let her be. All these girls don't even talk in the fucking chat nowadays. So you went and showed your ass, and instead of you celebrating your life, you went and tried to ruin someone's mood on Christmas. And when you know I'm not even close to my family, and what if I was not in the right state of mind and you doing that would have pushed me over the edge? I think for that, I think you're a really weird ass bitch, and I will never ever f with you in any capacity. But I want you to know I do forgive you. And I think that I look at this person, I just think that you're a very damaged person, and I hope that you find some peace in your life. I hope that you can stop allowing me to occupy space in your head, because I've moved on from it. Like I said, no need to wake up all the drama and other stuff on this, because I'm just answering a question, but I have seen that this person has gotten a little comfortable making digs at me, and you can only poke the bear so many times, so be careful how you reply. Okay, the next question comes from Blueberries. He asks, how long should I douche for? Wow, what a great question. Now, I have to be honest with you. I can count on one hand how many times I've ever bottomed in my entire life. And I only say that because I've never had the diet of a bottom. I hate getting ready. I can't do all that kind of stuff. So what I would say for me, what I personally do, I boil a pot of water and I act like I'm making chitlins. I'll douche anywhere from like 3 to 4 hours. And once the water starts turning red, that's when you know you're ready. No, but in all seriousness, I don't know. I feel like if it takes you longer than 20 minutes to get cleaned out, just don't even bottom. I feel like you're gonna end up painting the girls. On the subject of douching, I'm one of those girls, like, I will let you get ready in my hotel. I will let you get ready at my house. I want you to be cleaned out. Take your time, make sure everything's good, because I had a horror story happen to me last year, and I think I finally realized what happened. And it's a little graphic, the story gets a little crazy, but I'm only telling this story because it was a life-changing experience for multiple reasons. Someone literally painted wall to wall. Usually the smell will hit your nostrils first, right? But what was confusing about the situation is there really wasn't a smell. It was like I was in the splash zone, and I was genuinely confused. The white sheets were done, and he was embarrassed. But here's the thing, and I want to give a message to all my tops out there, and especially all my bottoms as well, but anyone who's sexually active. You should never make someone feel embarrassed when you're having sex, because shit happens, quite literally. It wasn't like he was shitting on me, but it was watercolors, and it was. And someone told me that's what happens when you douche and there's still water in you. So basically, I guess I say all that to say, when you're douching, make sure you give yourself time to let it all freely flow out, and make sure all the water's out of your system, or else you might accidentally put someone in the splash zone. Okay, this next question comes from Brenna, and she asks, would you ever let Trade wear your panties? Okay, first of all, let me say, I don't wear panties. When you see Mistress, she's untucked, bitch. No, imagine. But no, I really don't wear panties. I don't think I even own a pair of panties. If I wear like something that needs a panty, it's usually built into the costume. I'm into the idea of like a little femboy. Like, why not? I don't know, question mark. So if you're a panty boy, I guess jump in the DMs. Oh my god, that is so fucking rotten. All About Aldo asks, who was the worst guest you've had on the channel? Wake it up. First of all, let me say, I am so grateful for everyone who comes into Mistress Monday. I'm grateful for the viewers, but I'm especially extra grateful for all of our amazing special guests that come through, especially at the very beginnings of Mistress Monday. I really couldn't afford to pay everyone. Now, if you ever see anyone on the channel, whether they're a big time celebrity, one of my Drag Race girls, or just anyone in the channel in general, everybody gets paid. When you support Mistress Monday, when you're a part of the Patreon, you're literally stimulating the gay economy because I make sure I spread the wealth where I can, when I can, how I can. I say all that to say, I'm very grateful for everyone. I haven't had anyone that I regret. However, I'm lying. I have had a few that I've regretted, and it's for multiple reasons. And I want to say, people don't realize that there's a secret ingredient to making videos and making content that's actually entertaining to people. And I think sometimes it's hard for people to constantly be on. Some people are not talkers. Some people can't fake the funk when they get on the camera. And I think the ones I would consider to be the worst guests are the ones who are like that. Previously, in my last video, I said the person who held this title of my worst guest on my channel was unfortunately my daughter slash ex-daughter slash aborted fetus slash my baby girl, Sugar.
Sickening bitch.
And I only say that because she did not even play, we did Dress to Impress and she didn't even play the game, and then she went on her own tangent. That's the only reason I would say she was the worst guest. Other than that, I love her and there was a kiki. But I think she's since been dethroned, and I'm here to officially say, I think the worst guest I've had on my channel by far has been Arietti. I definitely think that she would also agree that she was probably one of the worst guests I've had on Mistress Monday. I haven't had too many instances of being around her. We've always we've always had a great rapport with each other. I still f with her. But you know what? I don't know if I would give you a second chance, but I support you, sister. Thank you for coming on Mistress Monday. A lot of the guests I've had on Mistress Monday, I haven't met before. I bring them for my shows or I fly them out just to do the video. And that's why when we do have successful videos and when we do have successful collaborations, it's even more special to me because we genuinely vibe. I don't think I've ever had anyone on Mistress Monday where we've been like fake ass bitches on the camera, then when it cuts, like we're not with each other. Vincent Sartino asks, what is your funniest feud? Funniest feuds. I went out this weekend with Aura. The bitch stole my piece of trade. So Aura, if you're watching, I peeped that you stole my piece of trade, bitch. And I was trying to mac on this daddy. He was a doctor. He was fine. He was thick in all the right places. And when we were walking, Aura goes, look at how he's stacked. Look at his ass. And I was like, I know, girl, I'm working on it. Like, I want to get with him. And then Aura literally, the same night, started making out with this guy that I was working on. I was like, girl, you are so shady. But honestly, I can't even be mad at it. Honestly, if my sister got to munch the trade, then she got to munch the trade. It's no tea. Bacho Kakam, I hope I'm not just mutilating your name, but she asked, because there's a picture of you eating a turkey leg, I need the full tea, mama. Insert the infamous picture of me eating a turkey leg in drag. It's quite simple. There is not much backstory. When you are at the clubs in Houston, Texas, there are people who will stand on the side of the streets selling turkey legs, selling barbecue plates. The girls be selling tamales. You can get whatever, whenever, however. And there was this man who used to sell turkey legs, and at my slouchiest, I would be so excited to go to work on every Friday because he would come and stand outside the clubs and he would smoke these big ass fucking turkey legs. And that night, I was doing like 3 shows back to back, and in the middle of it, someone tipped me the turkey leg, and that was the happiest I think I've ever been in my entire life, eating that turkey leg. And I want you to know, I tried the Tamika exit, and I wanted to put the entire leg in my mouth and just pull out the bone, but I'm not that talented. That's why I don't give head. So while I blend, our next question comes from Fernando, and he asks, who is your top 10 favorite drag queens? Oh my god, top 10? You know what? I'm gonna give 5 girls who are not on Drag Race and my top 5 Drag Race girls. Top 5 Drag Race girls right off the dome, I would have to say Bianca Del Rio, the queen of all queens, let's be for real. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And on the other hand, someone who is not gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. No, Bob the Drag Queen, I think definitely is one of my other faves. Not for her drag aesthetic though, I'm sure you can. I hate that I always drag her. Listen, Bob does not look like pure putrid shit, just like nasty caca shit. Kendi Davenport, obviously that's auntie. I love Alyssa Edwards. I think Alyssa just reminds me so much of home. Honestly, my last slot would probably go to Vanjie, not even just because she's my close friend, but because Vanjie really does give me like female illusionist, and I love drag that's different from like my own drag. Now, to my favorite girls who are not Drag Race girls, of course, mother of all mothers, my drag mother, Chevelle Brooks, the ultimate drag queen. I used to like study those VHS tapes, the YouTube videos. Like I was like the ultimate like Chevelle Brooks fan. So it would be stupid for me to not mention my drag mother. My ultimate favorite drag queen though is the one and only Sierra Fox. R.I.P. to the fucking queen. Living legend, Tasha Cole, one of my other favorite Texas legend, icon. If you don't know who she is, go check her out. My drag sister Shavonna Brooks, the mother to Kylie Sonique Love and Eva Destruction. She swears she's the one who I got Love Sensation from, so I guess I'll put her on the list. I actually love Giselle Barbie Royale. I think Giselle is a fabulous drag queen, a fabulous entertainer, and you know what? She pays attention to the actual foundation of drag, so Giselle will make the list for me. Add Eureka as the honorary 6th favorite Drag Race girl. I know I sit here and read her a lot. I really do love Eureka. Eureka is like the ultimate like drag queen. After I do my foundation, I always go back and I powder my face and I start to contour with my powders. I truly am a matte girly and a one size girly. Shout out to Matte Cosmetics and One Size. Y'all do y'all's motherfucking big one. And my sister Patrick Starr always keeps me on that PR list. I appreciate it. The next question comes from Acid Rain and they ask, so why did Rose ignore you at the Bunnies in the Bayou festival? Now, if you didn't see my street interview video at Bunnies in the Bayou, you're missing out because that video was absolutely unhinged. You know what? There's so many answers to this question, but above all, I just have to be honest with not only you, but myself. Rose probably does not f with me. I love Rose. We did work the world together, and I know I make a lot of jokes about how like, oh, I made her cry, made her quit drag. It's like, that's an exaggeration. Rose is such a sweetheart. Rose is a cool ass bitch, and I really do enjoy Rose outside of drag. Keyword outside of drag. I like to use her as my transitions for my video. Sean, insert that. And you know, I'm not dumb. I'm not oblivious. I know sometimes I poke fun at a lot of girls, and when I do, it's normally girls I know who can handle it. But some girls just don't want to be in on the joke sometimes. Sometimes they just want to live their life. And Bunnies in the Bayou was literally a festival where people are literally taking loads in the porta potties for Easter. So why would she want to stop what she's doing in the middle of a circuit party and talk to my dumb ass who always bullies her? I get it, Rose. I would ignore me too, bae. But Rose, if you are watching, I do love you, sister. I heard you moved back to Houston, so come, let's link up. She pays me dust, bitch. Okay, I've been yapping nonstop. I'm basically 99.9% of the way there. I just need to get lipped and lashed. I'm gonna do that off camera, but let me finish my makeup and I'm gonna come back in full high horror drag. Then we're gonna do a quick speed round of all the remaining Q&A questions, and then we're calling it a motherfucking day. Now that I've finally become the monster, let's do a quick speed round of all the Q&A questions that are left for today's video. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you not only like, comment, and subscribe, but if you want the full, long, juicy, uncut version, come join us over on the Patreon. It gets a little X-rated and a little crazier over there. If there's a question that I didn't get to answer today and you have it burning in your mind, drop it below in the YouTube comments. I'm gonna choose a few questions to reply to. Y'all know I love to write a long ass paragraph, so drop it below in the comments. But with that being said, Christian over on the Patreon, and he asked, if you had to fight in a cage match with another Drag Race queen, who would give you a run for your money? Okay, none of that. I'm gonna choose the weakest bitch to win. If I had to choose a real fucking scrapper to go head to head, toe to toe, Maya Iman LePage, the queen of flips. If you have not seen this bitch slap boxing in the parking lot of the clubs out in Florida, you are missing out. That bitch, listen, I talk a lot of shit. If Maya ever stepped up to me and tried to check me, I would have to let her. That might be the only bitch who will rock my shit. No shade. Ritz asks, have you tried eating as ... an unwashed one? That is so nasty and X-rated. Okay, let's just fucking take it there since y'all are being fucking nasty. I love. Matt from the Patreon asks, what's the biggest, fattest, nastiest thing you've ever done? Every day I would live like it was the Last Supper. But there was one day in particular, I'm not gonna lie. I went to 2 buffets and also had dinner somewhere. I went to Fogo de Chao, then I went to Golden Corral. Then we ended it, if I'm not mistaken, at fucking Chili's. All within about a good 8 hours. Shout out to Silky No Meganache. I mean, we really used to act a fool. Next up we have James asking, Dream All-Stars cast. I think that Drag Race needs to do Drag Race Kia Asylum Edition. Let's get all the first outs. Let's get the girls who have under 5K followers on Instagram, the girls who quit drag, the girls who got bullied out of it. Bring me the Kias! Next up, we have a question from Julian, and he asks, do you even tuck because we can see your lady bits? Are you saying I have a meaty tuck? That's actually f***ing rude. Kyle said, would you ever try butt play? I'm just gonna move on from that one. With that being said, I'm gonna stop yapping. We've been here all motherfucking night. If you want the full uncut juicy version, come join us over on Patreon. And last but certainly not least, if there's a question you've been dying to know the answer to, drop it in the comments below. I'm gonna spend the first couple hours replying to comments, or maybe your question will end up in the next Q&A. Until next time, I love you so much. Bye.